Hello, welcome all. Hi, salutations. It's George, the Disney Italiano, with Abby, with
Hi.
another Citrico Central Live. Welcome, everybody. And yeah, we just thought we'd come on and do another live for you guys and just kind of chill, chat, see what's up. um, and we got some people already in the chat and kicking off. Lucas and Disney now became an official member of Citrico Central. Thank you so
Yay.
much, Lucas.
Welcome.
Welcome and thank you so much. Greatly appreciate it. Let's see here. We also have Barry Place 28 in the house. Welcome in, Barry Place. Glad to have you in. And of course, we got the lovely Mademoiselle.
Hello.
And of course, Barry Place says, please hit that like button, everyone. Yes, would definitely appreciate it. Hit the like button, like, subscribe. If you'd like, become a member. That's completely up to you. You know, all that good jazz. We got a lot of content coming out on the horizon for you guys, especially tomorrow, because we will be at Disneyland and we're going to be doing two, not one. We're pulling an Iger. We're doing two lives. We're going to do a regular live and a members only live. The regular live will be at 2:30 p.m. West Coast time, and members only live will be 4:30 p.m. West Coast time. For which, for the regular live, I'm going to be hiding in DCA, and Abby's going to be taking over
So
once
good luck.
again as host, and you guys have to try to find me. Um, and again, I just want to just make this public again that this will be the last hide and seek that we do as open, though they will be moving forward after tomorrow, member exclusive content lives. So just want to just throw that out there for you. But I did promise you guys, that one where I get to hide at DCA. So that one will do for everybody.
And you're stuck with me.
Yes. Which is a good thing. And really quick, we also have a new member. We have Dan.
Yay.
Exclamation mark is a member. And then we have, let's see, David. How's it going, George? How's it going, David? Glad to have you in here. In Barry Place. It's great to be here. SD Drawings in the house.
Hello.
And Giant Peter, it's so freaking loud in here. I'm assuming you mean the wedding and not in here because it's kind of quiet here. I'm like thinking at first, like, I don't hear anything. Like, did we bring something back from HHN? Like,
all my cries and screams.
Yes. Shane Narani in the house. Let's see. Are you going to wear red and white striped clothes? Where's Waldo? Where's the Italiano? You never know. Let's see. Now we're going to come up here because we got a couple super chats here. Matthew Murr, all the way from the UK. Welcome in, Matthew, and thank you so much for the super chats. I greatly appreciate it. And see, you're asking, I really believe that the debut of Hex to be the ultimate reason why Once Upon a Studio went a little too soft for a I can never say this word. Fine, there. Production. Could you say it?
Centenary.
Thank you. I can't say it. It doesn't roll off my tongue right. Coupled with the introduction of new characters in Zootopia 2 and continuing and Moana 2. The short would inevitably become bound by its time setting, which robbed it of any creative incentive to go all guns blazing. It was just a bit of a no-win situation. What do you think? So again, Matthew, thank you for your question and thank you for the super chats. For me, I don't know how much moving forward with the animation films is going to have like that connective tissue, so to speak, of the impact of Once Upon a Studio. Like, I don't know, like, where it depends on, I guess you could say, when these films started into production, so to speak. I don't know how far along Hexed was. I do know that Jennifer Lee mentioned, well, she didn't mention Hex, but she said an animation movie coming out in 2026 that will be an original, which I'm assuming that's what she was referring to.
Yeah.
But I don't know how much of it was in the pipeline at the time when they were making Once Upon a Studio. I'm not too sure. My take on it is I think that, moving forward with all these, the new animations, whether they're original or sequels or prequels or what have you, I think the further we get along in time, the further of like a disconnect that they would actually have with Once Upon a Studio. Now, that's just my opinion. I don't know if that's actually true, but that's just my thought process on it. But I definitely appreciate your question, and I love how in depth you are when it comes to like of how passionate you are with this animated short and how you like to kind of dig deep into that for sure.
I think that Once Upon a Studio did what it needed to do to celebrate the 100 years of Disney animation. So then moving forward, it is really hard because it is timed to that point in the era that new characters really, any new movie moving forward really wouldn't have a connection to it. But I do love the short for what it was and what it celebrated.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. And then we have One Shot Motorsport in the house. The demonstration Fear Factor Live at Universal Orlando will be replaced with a new attraction. Now, here's the thing. I don't know. I'm probably like a greenhorn with this because I'm still trying to figure out like Universal Orlando. Like I'm not like an expert on it yet. But from my understanding, is the Fear Factor Live still there? I thought, I could be wrong. I thought that it was already removed, but I do know as of either yesterday, I think yesterday it kind of like leaked out, but today Universal actually officially confirmed that the Lost Continent is up for demolition, which they haven't said what it's going to be for. A lot of people are thinking, and I actually agree with them. I think One Piece is is on the top tier right now of selections for that area because it's the Lost Continent's only 5 acres. It's not that big. I know people were thinking, myself included, was thinking Zelda, because Zelda does fit in with like the architecture that's already there. But 5 acres for Zelda, you need to go like grandiose, So I think One Piece is a decent amount of land for 5 acres for what they have. And One Piece is very popular.
Yeah.
More popular than I ever thought would be in America. And as I said, Lucas Kim was telling me and OG for the longest time, and we're like, I don't know if that would be too relevant in an American park. It may work internationally, but man, did we eat crow on that one when we went to FanFest nights, because
that thing was popular.
I mean, the character meet and greets were like leading up to almost 2 hours long. Everyone was dressed in straw hats and the attire and everything. So, I mean, it's definitely popular. So I'm for sure a whole entire land. I can definitely see it coming for sure. Let's see. Barry Place 28 gifted with $4.99. Thank you so much, Barry Place. Greatly appreciate it. I owe you dinner for belated birthday, George. Let's get together soon. Hope to see you tomorrow in the park. Absolutely. Yes. Yeah, definitely. I'll keep in contact with you, Barry Place. For sure. We'll bump into each other at some point, and greatly appreciate it. It's always great hanging out with you. And again, thank you for the super chat. Let's see. I saw Mr. Tech Bear in here. Where is he? Where are you, Kev? I saw you in here. You're hiding from me. There's Mr. Tech Bear. All right. And also, too, wanted to bring up as well, because I didn't get to bring this up during, I think, the live when I was mentioning about the yep, there you are. when I was mentioning like the Hong Kong news, like with the new Avengers and everything, also part of Hong Kong, which I actually made it be the thumbnail for tonight's live, was I guess they're doing like a new Pixar kind of celebration show, and the concept art shows Mike and Sully on stage. So I don't know if it's going to be
their version of
like, I don't know if it's going to be like, well, no, I think that's just like one segment. Yeah, so I'm not sure if it's going to be like a stage show or if it's going to be a like a 3D show or maybe a combination of the two. I'm not 100% sure. But I think it's kind of cool. I mean, unless it's something like that god awful Pixar dance show that's in the Fantasyland Theater. Like, I mean, it's cute, but I think like that was only built for like the Pixar Fest. Like the fact that it's still there.
It's so funny. We had like this whole discussion on the train about Pixar characters aren't meant to dance.
Yeah, no. Yeah, we really did. We actually had a conversation while we were passing on the train, and I actually brought up, for some reason, I just find it weird. I find it weird when Pixar characters dance.
I said, you don't see Carl going boop, boop, boop.
Yeah, no. And she's meaning Carl from Up.
Yeah.
See, there's certain characters that I feel like that can dance.
Carl's not
Jesse and Woody, like I can kind of see like the Woody's Roundup, do like the square dancing kind of honky tonk kind of thing. Like I'm cool with that. But Mr. Incredible and Elastigirl, like twerking and doing the shimmy and all that, and like no. Yeah. Joy from Inside Out, yes, I can see her. She has that type of bubbly personality.
Sadness, no.
Sadness, no, because I don't think she would dance. Like even though that she does like these little like movement thing, like she wouldn't do that at all. Like it's like why?
See, we had this conversation.
Yeah, we really had this long conversation.
Because I would try to justify that Carl from Up can go with
no, see, Carl from Up cannot no, he shouldn't be dancing. that is not him.
He might break a hip, he said.
Yeah, he may break a hip. I mean, his bones are very brittle. But also too, I even find it weird like when the Disney villains dance. Like villains shouldn't be dancing. Like
that's true.
I get it. Like they like to keep it entertaining and turn it into a musical, but like no. Like no. I don't want to see Jafar and Maleficent dancing. That's no. Like I guess I can. Okay, so it's like a double-edged sword. Like I'm okay with it during like the parade for Oogie Boogie Bash because it's like a one-time thing. It's for an after-hours special event. But when you have like a show that's going on daily,
like Villains Land, you don't want them to.
No, they better not. No, absolutely not. They better not. That's what they're taking these road trips for, to make them dance. Mm-hmm. And Mr. Tech Bear became a member of Citrico Central, which actually he technically was. I think he was like my first member, but there were a lot of technical issues going on because I had 2 memberships. So I decided to reduce down to 1. So now he's back as a member, and so glad to have him part of the Citrico member family. And we have Anna in the house. Hello, Anna. Welcome in. Or is it Anna? I have to say Anna. Could be. And speaking of Anna, do you like Frozen and Olaf? I enjoy Frozen. I like Frozen.
I love Olaf.
I mean, how can you not love Olaf?
And the little snowies.
Oh, what are they called? The snow geese? Is that what they're called? Snow geese? Yeah, they're called snow geese because that was when Elsa was sick. So when she sneezed, she made snow geese. So it's like their version of boogies. Mm-hmm. Snow geese. See? Yeah.
Those are cute.
Marshmallow is cool too. Like he's like that big thing, but he's like kind of like so lovable. Isn't that what they called him, Marshmallow?
Ooh.
The big giant snow creature.
I thought you were talking about Ghostbusters, like the Marshmallow Man.
Oh no, but yeah, that's no. As Shane Arani, I feel they should do Kingdom Hearts as anime Disney Plus show, like Twisted Wonderland. It would be a great IP for that medium. I absolutely agree. I think honestly, Kingdom Hearts is so popular, and it became so popular in its own right that it's like I don't know why Disney isn't capitalizing on it, because it would do gangbusters. I also agree with you, just like with Twisted Wonderland. I think like those kind of shows, you can kind of get like the older teenager kind of like into demographic, kind of like going into your young adulthood, and I mean, and even with Kingdom Hearts, like I grew up on that. I'm trying to think. I think it came out during the winter time of 2002, if I was correct. I know it came out in 2002, but if it came out in the winter time, I was 12 years old. So, like I was big on it then. So like, and I'm still big on Kingdom. I'm still waiting for Kingdom Hearts 4. I mean, it took forever and a half to get Kingdom Hearts 3. And I got my son hooked on it as well. Cause like when Kingdom Hearts 3 came out, he and I binged that game. Like we finished it, I think within a week. And yeah, so it was perfect. David says, George, I hope that Carl Fredricksen has a good dance move. But here's the funny thing with that, because I have seen Carl dance. It's not pretty. Like it was during like one of the the Pixar parades. I think it was like the
play parade.
But the play parade. They did like the block party bash down at Walt Disney World, and they do the what is it? Better Together. Yeah. And it's like he does like this little thing here, like with his cane. Like, see? Yeah. See, oh, and then we have Mr. Theme Park Wizard in the house. Hey. Welcome in, Wizard. For which, Wizard, you actually was gifted. I'm for sure you probably already see or know, but you've been gifted a membership for Citrico Central. So definitely enjoy that, good sir. But yeah, like I don't know. I just have this thing with Pixar characters and dancing. It just doesn't fit right. I'm sorry. Like there's even some like even like some Disney characters. Like I feel like that they shouldn't be dancing. Now, one yeah, see. Mr. Theme Park Wizard. But like yeah, there's like I'm trying to think of some like Disney characters that I feel like that shouldn't be dancing. That should be illegal.
It should be illegal.
It should be illegal.
I think everyone should dance.
You think everyone should dance?
Yes.
Well, I guess in the words of like Ratatouille, when they say anyone can cook, I guess anyone can dance.
Yeah.
Except for Pixar characters. But it's oh my gosh. But yeah, that's just me. I think there's just like certain characters that just look so awkward when they dance. But in any case, moving on. But yeah, very exciting news coming out lately. It seems like it's trickling in with the news. And I think it's so funny that they release news before Destination D23 and they release news after Destination D23. They just couldn't combine it all for Destination D23, especially because people paid for that.
Yeah.
That's, I don't know. I feel like Destination D23 is kind of like a hit or miss at this point, because I feel like, to Disney's credit, I feel like they just don't know what to do with it at this point, because D23, the Ultimate Fan Event, has become so much bigger. So, but that's why they should just axe it, cut it, because again, I think people are just not going to go for it, especially because after the fact that they spent money on it. And again, a good friend, Jason Hill, traveled cross country. And after that weekend, he was like, I don't know if I'll ever do this again, because it was like money wasted for him. And see, Mr. Wizard, trickle, I'll see y'all at LA Comic-Con. Well, yes, we will definitely be trickling in there, Mr. Wizard. So definitely catch us there. Indeed. Yes. And yeah, we are attending LA Comic-Con. And in the midst of attending LA Comic-Con, we're actually also going to be going to see Lea Salonga perform live for one night only.
Yes. So we had to go to that one.
Yeah. So we were like, but we got LA Comic-Con. It's like, should we go? And it's like, we're just like sitting there and we're like, yeah, we have to. Yeah.
I love Lea Salonga, so
yeah, I do too. I loved her in Miss Saigon, and of course the singing voice of Jasmine in Aladdin. Mm-hmm. Come on, A Whole New World, folks. My favorite song. Come on, which is so funny because again, I didn't even really know about the Filipino culture, but yet I knew her like for how many years, and like little did I know, like
that's just Filipino.
Yeah, like that's shame on me. So. We got CJL in the house. Welcome in, CJL. And then Theme Park Wizard. I'm a high energy person. Yes, he really is. Yes. Yeah, because Shane was asking, why are you speaking so loud? They say you're gonna love the Universal panel at LA Comic-Con. Yeah, that I heard actually from you, Wizard, that they're gonna have a panel, so that's going to be very interesting. Do we know what day that is? Because if it's Friday, then I'm screwed because of the Lea Salonga concert. So hopefully it's either Saturday or Sunday. But if you know that, Wizard, if you can confirm that with me, that would be great. That would be great. But yeah, I mean, we got some things coming up. Oh, he just confirmed. Saturday at 1 p.m. Awesome. I will be there.
Yes, we will.
No, I've never done this before with Comic-Con. I'm only used to like doing D23 and how they operate. Is there like a lottery system to like guarantee to get in, or is it just you just like a first come first serve? Just make sure you get in the queue to make the cut. I'm curious. Have you ever done? You've done LA? No, I don't know if you've done LA Comic-Con.
I've done San Diego Comic-Con.
Okay, so you never done LA Comic-Con?
No. I used to do San Diego Comic-Con.
Let's see. Wizard says FanFest nights details, HHN details, and new Hollywood Drift details. Ooh, that's interesting. And he confirms first come first serve. Luckily, LACC isn't that busy, so it should be easy. Awesome. Now, that's interesting with the so HHN details. So are they referring to next HHN, like hints and possibilities? Because I know from talking with theme park conductor, he said that the actor who plays Art the Clown was at last HHN. And he kind of got under the assumption that they were going to bring Terrifier to HHN, which obviously they did this year. So since HHN is going on right now, if they're giving HHN details, is it going to be hints of what next year is going to be?
Which is...
Let's see. More like, I think, behind the scenes from this year, or... and maybe a sneak peek at next year. Yeah, I would love to get a sneak peek of next year. I couldn't give two shits about behind the scenes this year. It's like, well, here's the thing. I do love behind the scenes, but it's like, I love the behind the scenes when I didn't experience it yet, so to speak. Does that make sense?
Kind of.
Like, I guess just because, like, not that I lose interest in it, but it's like I already experienced it, so I don't really, I don't know. Maybe I'm just part of that little niche demographic. But I would love to get like a sneak peek, maybe at one IP house that's coming next year. I'm possibly thinking, and I know that you said they already did it, Pennywise the Clown, but the new series, Welcome to Derry, I mean, that kind of revives the character, the series. So I wonder if they could possibly bring it back, but in a different way, maybe with the series tone, like Welcome to Derry. That would be kind of cool. Let's see. Also, John Murdy is hinting he may retire, so maybe they'll announce a replacement for him at the panel. Oh, that's interesting. Shane Arani, I wish they would do 90s nights at Disneyland for longer and go bigger. Yeah,
Yeah.
see, yeah, I'm glad you actually brought that up, Shane, because I was really looking forward to 90s night. Like, we went both nights.
Mm-hmm.
And it was fun. It's always fun. It's always a great time going to Disneyland. But I really thought that they would have incorporated, like, the 90s, like, in a much bigger, better presence. Actually, sort of how they did 90s night the first time. They gave us the fireworks. They had all the Disney afternoon music and everything. It just... I feel like they should have, like... I don't know. They should have just kind of gave a little bit more oomph. But I say that not even just for 90s night. I honestly feel like with all the after hours events, the Sweethearts night, the Star Wars night, there was how many nights that were still open. They ended that event with a lot more tickets that could have been sold. They couldn't give them away. And as much as I, love doing the events and everything, I don't know. It just depends on what they have planned for next year. Maybe if it's something different, because that's usually how it goes. Mm-hmm. Like when they did the Disney Channel night, people said that was phenomenal. But if they bring Disney Channel back again, it'll be a diluted version of itself.
Yeah.
So I feel like if there's going to be if there's a new event, I may consider trying that, because it seems like every time they bring something new, they go all in. But when they say, oh, back from popularity, this is coming back and this is coming back. Well, okay, well, yeah, it was popular for a reason, because you guys did it right the first time. That doesn't mean change it. If you're going to change it, make it bigger, make it broader, make it better. Triple B's.
They did have that survey for after I attended 90s night, and
you got the survey.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And they asked, like, what other kind of special events would you like to see?
Did they give like a
list? Like,
they gave
Muppets,
a list?
Do you want to see like the different years celebrated? Do you want to see like what's your type of like IP? So is it Marvel? Is it just the regular, like Mickey, Minnie, all that?
Okay, like the Fab Five. Okay, and I do know they did like through the decades event,
Mm-hmm.
and I think because I remember Magic Journeys attended that one. They said that one was really nice, and it did look nice. But again, you bring that back, don't dilute it.
Yeah, so I remember that survey.
90s, I mean, not 90s, Muppets, I think would be kind of cool. I think Muppets would be kind of fun, because I think Muppets, you can kind of get away with an IP like that to be like a after hours event. I think that would be really cool. What is everyone in the chat? What do you think? Do you think Muppets would be a good one? I'm very curious.
But yeah, their survey was a lot different than Universal survey, because I got Universal survey too.
Yeah, I've seen both surveys, and I have to say Universal is just straightforward. Like, they'll literally tell you what they're doing, and like they're going to say, okay, we're doing this, so pick one. In a sense, where I feel like Disney is more like less conveyed. Like they just want to hear what we have to say. They'll give kind of like vague examples, but I think like with Universal, of how, again, like they brought up One Piece, and they brought up anime, they brought up Back to the Future, and those are like the IPs that they're like aiming for, they're focused on. I feel like that's
well, the last survey I took with them, and they were straightforward with our survey versus Disney survey.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. Like,
they were like, how many times have you, or who did it better, us or Disney? How about this better? This better? I was like, oh wow.
Yeah.
They are straightforward.
Yeah, they literally, because I remember like Abby showed me that, and she's like, They
So
literally
with
brought
food,
up Disney. Like, who does the better food, us or Disney? You know, who does the better events, us or Disney? You know, who has the better pricing, us or Disney? Like, they don't care. They're not shy with that shit. Like, not by a long shot. Um, but I will say too that even out here with Universal Hollywood, like, I'm glad that they decided to keep Waterworld for sure. Getting rid of Waterworld for Universal would be like getting rid of the great movie ride that they did for Disney for me. I'm sorry, folks. I'm still bitter to this day about the great movie ride.
yes,
I really am. I will never let that go.
you won't ride the Mickey
Mm-mm.
and Minnie's.
I won't ride Mickey and Minnie's down at Hollywood
Okay.
Studios. Nope. Mm-mm. I can't do it. I'm sorry. I'm protesting. I'm sorry. I will not let that go. I will not let go, Jack. um, I love that ride, and even if they didn't keep the original format of the Great Movie Ride, even if they updated it with new movies, new IP, they have Fox in 20th Century. I mean, come on, like that was a gold mine. I know that they didn't have it then, but I really wish that Chapek did not get rid of the Great Movie Ride for Mickey and Minnie's. I just wish that they wouldn't. See, Lucas and Disney. Why not just compare Gordon Ramsay versus Disney at this point?
Exactly.
It really is very true. I mean, because Gordon Ramsay is very straightforward, and Universal doesn't mince their words either.
Mm-mm.
I love that analogy. I might have to keep that one. But yeah, like Waterworld and Universal, like peanut butter and jelly. Great movie ride and Disney, peanut butter and jelly, but someone threw out the GIF. So I'm sorry. Like, that is the one decision. No, I'm sorry. That is, as much as I don't like the reservation system, which I don't. I miss just going into the parks as I please. As much as I don't like how much that they're overpricing things. Yes, don't like that. Eventually, it's going to keep getting higher and higher, especially if they want to expand. That's going to be any company. I can understand that. But two things that I will never agree with Disney on of the decisions that they made, and that was getting rid of the Great Movie Ride and getting rid of Magical Express. No. No. Let's see, Lucas and Disney. Universal shouldn't be talking about their food when they literally made worst Asian restaurant in Epic Universe, Blue Dragon. Wow. Okay. All right.
We get to eat there.
Yeah, we didn't actually get to eat there, Lucas. So I'm glad you actually mentioned that,
Yeah, because I was curious about it.
because a lot of people were actually kind of praising it in a sense. So you didn't care for it? Is it
maybe compared to authentic?
Maybe too
Asian
authentic.
food,
So
that's
is it more like of a theme park generic kind of thing? See, because that's how I feel about amusement park pizza, like, and theme park pizza. It's disgusting, but the Five Nights at Freddy's pizza at HHN, oh my God. Yes. Like, see, I left a Google review and it was an essay long. Love it. Love it.
Oh.
He just went full Universal on Universal. Love it. Let's see. Shane Narani, if the Muppet Land went how it was supposed to go when Jim Henson was alive, do you think it would have been replaced by Monsters Inc. Land today? Ooh. Ooh, no. Now that's a question and a half. Good one, Shane. I don't know. I don't really. That's a very good question, because the scope of the land was going to be much bigger, much broader, much more things to do. I think it depends on. Well, because they're moving the Muppets into Rock and Roller Coaster, so would they really get rid of a full-fledged attraction and then just reskin another one, just the Muppets, to get rid of it from Monsters Inc., or do you think that they would have found a whole nother location for Monsters? You know what, Shane? I'm gonna ponder on that one. I don't want to really give a full answer because I really like that question. I actually like that question so much. I think I might do a separate like video on that. So thank you for the idea, because I think honestly I'd like to maybe get like a couple other people on here and dive into that a little bit deeper. For sure. I actually like that question. So we have a lot like on the horizon, Shane. So if ever you start to see that I didn't post anything about that yet, please remind me. But I like that. I'm actually going to do a separate video on that. Mr. Tech Bear, what do you think about the possible Paramount acquisition of WB? I had a feeling someone was going to put a bid in for WB. Like that, yeah. It needs to. I honestly, Zaslav has completely mutilated that company, and it's a shame because Abby and I did the Warner Brothers tour on the lot. I absolutely love that tour. I would do it again. Honestly, I love that tour. But I'm surprised that it's Paramount, actually.
I know. I would have thought it was going to be.
I would have thought Universal would have definitely. Right there. It's literally right there. So the fact that, that bidding is starting to come into fourth, I don't know why Universal wouldn't. I mean, to get the DC comics and, like the Tiny Toons and the Animaniacs and all the other stuff that's tied to Warner Brothers, I don't know like why.
Harry Potter.
Yeah, Harry Potter. They would actually own Harry Potter. It's like I don't get why they're not. Well, maybe they will. I don't know. They may kind of sneak attack and not bid on Paramount, but so far Paramount's the only one that seems like to be biting. I think anything right now at this point would be better than just WB standing by itself, because it's going to fall to the cinders with Zaslav. And I hope that he doesn't come with the acquisition. Or otherwise, I'm going to write a Lucas Kim essay to Paramount. Let's see. Mr. Tech Bear saying to Lucas, you didn't like the super crispy chicken wings? Let's see. And we got Dragon Blood in the house. Welcome in, Dragon Blood. It's been a while. Welcome back. Let's see. Lucas. I didn't like anything they gave. They just threw a bunch of wrong ingredients.
Oh.
I felt insulted. Let's see. And Lucas said, also, great movie ride was mid and had been dated as hell. Should have changed completely. Yeah, I feel like as far as like, as I said, what the ride was, it definitely needed sprucing up. It definitely needed change, but I still would have kept the format of the ride. I love like how they had like performers jump on the vehicles and interacted with the guests along with the set pieces that integrated into the movies. Like I like that. As I said, I think they just needed to just update a lot of the set pieces and like the movie IPs and stuff. I would have been fine with that. Let's see. And Mr. Tech Bear agrees with Lucas. Let's see. Wizard of Oz by WB was disgraced. It's all AI. That's interesting. Let's see. SD Drawings. What are thoughts on the Superman sequel, Man of Tomorrow, coming in 2027? Well, SD Drawings, if it's anything like the Superman that we got, I know it was a phenomenal hit at the box office. It did better than Fantastic Four, but honestly, I enjoyed Fantastic Four more. If they can pull it back and make Superman, because I watched a documentary about Superman on YouTube, and I forget what it was called, and it literally goes through the history of Superman. And I tell you what, that Man of Steel, literally, he went up and down with all those projects. Like some shows were a hit, some shows were not. some movies were a hit, some movies were not, and it's like, it seems like Superman has been going like up and down lately, and it's just like a hit or miss. But the fact that they are making a sequel obviously shows that it was successful. People are going to see the franchise. I just hope they just make it a little bit more better and less of Superman becoming a punching bag, so to speak.
And I didn't like the comedy in it. Like, it was too...
Yeah. It was definitely full James Gunn for sure. Mm-hmm. It was Guardians style comedy,
I don't see Superman that way.
Yeah, it fit Guardians of the Galaxy. For us, it didn't fit Superman. No. Mm-hmm. And Remy D in the house and also became a Citrico Central member. Thank you so much, Remy D. Welcome aboard and always glad to see you here. Let's see, Lucas and Disney. Let's see, Superman was actually good. You couldn't ask for a better Superman because it's been pretty missed since Superman Returns. Let's see, I want to watch Superman versus Brightburn. Yeah, see, and maybe it's just me. I don't know, because I'm not a big DC guy to begin with. I think, honestly, if I am a DC guy, like, I prefer Batman over Superman.
I do too.
So... And even like the newer Batmans are kind of like a miss for me. Like, I miss mine, or my favorite is like, for two different reasons, because they're two different styles. I loved the 1960s Batman with Adam West and Burt Ward and Cesar Romero and Burgess Meredith and all that. Like those are that was classic Batman for me. But then I also love, believe it or not, I love the Tim Burton Batmans. I'm sorry, Michael Keaton is like on my top list for Batmans. Like, I loved the Batman, and I love Batman and Batman Returns. I love those ones. And then, of course, I did love Christian Bale in like the Dark Knight series. I was actually part of one. So if anyone wanted to know, I was one of the extras in the Dark Knight Rises during the City Hall and football stadium kind of thing. So yeah, that was fun. Those were some fun times. Let's see. Lucas says, I recommend watching Gunn's Brightburn if you are into horror movies. Brightburn is basically evil psychopath concept of Superman. She probably won't be watching that because, I mean, she's not a horror person, but I think it's kind of ironic that this year, I mean, we're like going all out. I mean, we did Universal's Horror Unleashed in Vegas. We just did HHN, which a video is coming out, folks. It's going to be released early for members, and then a couple days after, it'll be released to everybody. So members, members, you will get to see firsthand Abby freaking out,
and yelling, crying,
yes, and then everybody else a couple days later
just to see me cry.
Yes, so
and I wonder why we still do it, because we have 2 more.
Yes, so yes, we got 2 more HHNs, and then we have Not Scary Farm or whatever they call it now. Then we also have Fright Fest at Six Flags, and then we're also going to the Queen Mary. So all within the next like 2 months. So Abby's like, this is the last year I'm doing this, because she literally told me today, she's like, next year, she says, I'm good with one time at HHN, the rest you're on your own.
Oogie Boogie is more my thing.
Yes, she will do Oogie Boogie, which essentially we wanted to do another day of Oogie Boogie because
the damn thing sold out.
It sold out, and like we did it on August 19th, like before really the season even kicked off, and it's like we enjoyed it, but it's like now we can't really enjoy it with the actual season, and it's like, oh my gosh. Let's see. Dragon Blood, I personally enjoyed it. Saw Superman in 4DX, was an experience. Fantastic Four was too. Loved 4DX a ton. Won't do another movie theater format again. Wow.
Wow.
Okay. All right. Now, Dragon Blood, which one did you enjoy more? Did you enjoy Superman or Fantastic Four?
4DX.
Might have to consider. I wouldn't mind doing that for Avatar: Fire and Ash. I think that would be a hell of a movie in 4DX. Shane Narani says, I don't think the Great Movie Ride is going to go well with the new identity of Hollywood studios, where it is turning into more going into the movies instead of behind the scenes. Yeah, I mean, I can see that. I just wonder, does it seem like Hollywood Studios, though, is starting to kind of backpedal on that a little bit? Because now they're even bringing the animation studio back, kind of, in a way. Now, again, I don't know if it's more like because if it's a behind the scenes or for more it's just like like an experience, kind of like meet and greet kind of thing. But I definitely see your point, Shane, like of how, I don't know. I just wish they could have done something just a little bit, tweak it up, like maybe don't give us the behind the scenes, but give us like, I don't know. I just loved how that ride operated. I mean, it definitely was a people eater. Like you can get a lot of people in there at once. And it was just, I don't know. It was just cool. Remy D, Batman Begins to me is the greatest superhero origin movie of all time. You know what? A lot of people do think that, honestly, especially out of the Dark Knight series. Like Batman Begins is like their like top-notch movie. Let's see. Dragon Blood. Can't wait to see the construction at Disneyland next year for Avengers and Avatar the most. Avengers Infinity Defense has to be my most anticipated upcoming dark ride. Cannot wait to ride Transformers at Universal Studios Hollywood. So I'm glad you brought that up, Dragon Blood, because tomorrow we're going to be doing a double live. We're going to be doing a regular live and a members live. The regular live, I'm going to be hiding at DCA. So,
stuck with me.
So you guys are going to be with Abby. But I do also want to cover a little bit of the construction because we haven't been there in a while, actually, since before Cabo that we went on vacation. So I'd like to really see how much work is being progressed with Adventures Campus. That's going to be very interesting to see. Also, construction, I think after the Halloween, Coco will be starting soon because they pushed that up to late 2025. And then I think they said Avatar 2026. So we'll definitely have to wait and see. I mean, things are moving. And even good friend Drew the Disney Dude even shared some video footage on social media that construction is moving with Monsters Inc. over at Hollywood Studios. Let's see. Lucas and Disney. Let's see. Lucas says, bring Abby to New York. I'd recommend you to take her to Amityville Haas and Kings Park Asylum. Now, it's actually funny, Lucas. Aside from the Amityville...
I want to hear about an asylum.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I have that firsthand. No,
aside from the Amityville and the asylum, it's funny. We were actually just talking about visiting New York, and we were like thinking of like when's like the best time to do so. But we, as much as like, I moved for many different reasons. Her being, one of like top notch there.
Thanks.
Yes. But it's like to get out of the cold, but I think I'd be okay with going into the cold knowing that I'm leaving. Like I'm not going to be there like permanently. Plus I heard that like Christmas in New York is like, with Rockefeller Center with like the ice rink and the Christmas trees and the lights. I think that would be really pretty.
But I don't know what it feels like to be in a negative.
I don't know. Lucas, do you guys get like negative, like, because there's times like in Pennsylvania we get like -11, -25. Like, do you guys go into the negatives? Maybe we'll just go when it's not in the negatives. Let's see. Dragon Blood, 4DX, Wise, Fantastic Four in general, love both. Okay. Let's see, Remy D. I know this is about Disney, but did you touch upon Universal's confirmation that they are indeed closing Lost Continent to land prep? We did mention it actually, Remy D. But I mean, I don't mind getting back into it. Yeah, even though I say let's talk Disney, that's just like the main center focus. If you guys have any other questions, comments, concerns, opinions, even with Universal or what have you, we touched upon like with Paramount. Possibly bidding for WB. Like we'll discuss anything. But yeah, so as far as with the Lost Continent, yeah, Universal officially confirmed that it's going to be demoed. They didn't give a specific time like when, but it is up for demolition. And I'm also assuming, unfortunately, there goes my Mythos. Hopefully I can get to Mythos one more time. It just depends on when they're planning on closing it down. As I said, the Lost Continent is about 5 acres. So I feel like they wouldn't go the Zelda route. I think Zelda is going to be destined for Epic Universe. But as I said,
expansion? Or?
Yeah, I think Zelda is going to be one of the expansions along with Wicked at Epic Universe. And One Piece, actually, I agree with Lucas about, bringing One Piece to the parks. And I think 5 acres of the Lost Continent would probably be perfect for One Piece. And it already seems like it's ahead of the game on that one for a contender, for sure. Let's see. David says hello.
Hi.
I see Dragon Blood. For me, regarding films and TV, I care less for whether it's good or bad. It only matters for me when it's fun. Okay. So Dragon Blood, you like more if it's like entertaining. Like it doesn't necessarily have to be by like how actors perform or how the script is written. It's like as long as it's a good enough movie for you and you're having fun and you're entertained, that's all that matters to you. And I say, hey, you do you. That's awesome. I think at the end of the day, as long as you're happy and you're satisfied, that's all that matters. See, Lucas says, you want negative? Stand out during New Year's Eve at Times Square for 8 hours straight till the balls drop. Okay, I just want to clarify, Lucas, that when you say the balls drop, you do mean the New Year's balls,
right?
Okay, I just want to confirm because I don't know if standing out in New Year's Eve for 8 hours and then your actual balls drop, that sounds painful. Just saying. So, yeah.
Well,
I love it. He said yes. Let's see. And then Lucas is saying to Remy D, apparently Boardwalk Times has said that One Piece / Zelda in Lost Continent. Yeah, a lot of people are claiming that for sure. As I said, I feel like Zelda needs to be a little bit more grandiose. I feel like 5 acres is too small for Zelda. I think One Piece would fit perfect in that area. And see, I'm very curious as to what will replace Rip Ride Rocket and the Lost Continent. That is very true, Dragon Blood. I mean, Rip Ride Rocket is already ripped. No pun intended, so they already know what's going there because they're already clearing land out behind it to expand it out. So that's we may even get maybe some answers on that at LA Comic-Con too. Oh, and then Lucas says, I mean, yes, that too. Let's see. Dragon Blood says, as long as it's entertaining, I freaking love all the Michael Bay Transformer films because how fun they are. And that is very true. I know a lot of people rip on the Michael Bay Transformers, but I say, if you have fun and you enjoy it and it's entertaining to you, awesome. And on Dragon Blood, I do know that you did mention too, you're very excited to go on the Transformers ride. So that'd be awesome for you. Also, let us know when you are out here too, so that way we can
be here for
D23, yeah. But I mean, like, give like your dates, like when you're out here specifically, and we'll just do a full California runaround. See, Lucas and Disney, Rip Ride Rocket into Fast and Furious, baby. I'm curious. I'm very curious to see, like, if they do a replica of Fast and Furious. They may, um, or they possibly may do something with Ghostbusters. You know, we'll have to wait and see on that one. Um, I would love for them to do something, not in the Rip Ride Rocket, but I would love for them to do something with Beetlejuice, like kind of do like a Beetlejuice domestic theme park version of how they did like Mystic Manor. That would be really cool. Let's see. Remy D. I think the 5 acres is only 75% of Lost Continent. With Mythos, it goes up to 8 acres. Oh, okay. Okay. Now that's interesting that you say that, Remy D, because in the article that I read, they only mentioned the 5 acres. So does Mythos stay? That would be amazing if Mythos stays. I mean, obviously it would have to be rethemed, but see, I just got real excited right now. Let's see. Remy D says, still, Isle of Burke is 16 acres. I mean, you definitely can feel the 16 acres with Isle of Burke, for sure, especially on a hot summer Florida day that we did.
Hot.
Yeah.
Liar.
I'm sorry. May usually was really good. Even the locals didn't understand it. And Dragon Blood says, heck yeah, D23, I should have my exact coordinates. Awesome. Well, hopefully, Dragon Blood, you can get your D23 ticket. Hopefully, anyone who is going to D23 gets their ticket. See, this is when my anxiety starts kicking in, folks. I'm telling you right now. You could ask her. Nothing bothers me. Nothing. I have no fears. Nothing. I will do whatever. Like, when it comes to D23, I start getting panic attacks because they make it so stressful, especially from last year. The fact, again, shout out to Lucas Kim. He was our saving grace there. But like when I was trying to get it, like I still have PTSD from that shit. Like it's. Oh my Lord. Lucas says, I totally want Fast and Furious roller coaster, but more like Fast 9 version where they sent Tyrese Gibson and Ludacris into space. That would be that'd be interesting. See, Dragon Blood. For what I'm thinking regarding Beetlejuice, I'm putting that where Fear Factor is. Okay, and I think somebody said earlier, like what would like they're getting rid of the Fear Factor live. So Dragon Blood, you're saying that's where you would put that. Okay. See, Mythos is basically changing name as not really Mythos, just to spite George. Yeah, that basically would be it. Like that would be the title. It would just be not really Mythos. Or like they would give the title and it said like replaced Mythos. Like they'll throw it in there just to spite me. Dragon Blood says, if I don't get my D23 tickets, I'm still going to the parks. I want my fun. Well, good for you. Absolutely. I applaud you on that, Dragon Blood. You're much better sport than I am, because literally last year when I found out that I thought I wasn't going, I was like, I don't want to be near Anaheim. I don't want to see a sign. I don't want to see a banner. I don't want to see a poster. I don't want to see nothing of D23. Nothing. Don't even put me in Disneyland because it's right down the street. I want to see nothing. But as I said, kudos to you for being much bigger and better than I am with that stuff. So I see. Shane Arani, you should write to Universal to keep Mythos and just retheme it. I really should. Yeah, I should actually go full Lucas and like write them an essay of why Mythos needs to stay.
Yeah.
And again, my fault for not doing so with the Great Movie Ride. Not that it really would have mattered, but you know. FYI, I am getting premiere seat like last year just so that I can piss off the Karens that ruined my recording for my D23 stuff. That is awesome. Love it. Love it. And Lucas Kim says, well, you went both park and D23, but I didn't get to go to the park at all. That is very true.
This time,
Touche.
you gotta go.
This time, yes, you have to make it to the parks for sure. So yeah, definitely block out some extra time for the parks. But I have to say, like, Lucas was a beast, like at D23. Like
I know.
the amount of people that he met and got selfies with. I mean, geez Louise. I mean, he got Bob Iger. He got like how many celebrities? He got to shake hands with Harrison Ford, and like he was just balling. Remy D, what is the likelihood that Disney buys the entire row of hotels on Harbor for Disneyland expansion? Put the 60 billion, I guess, at to work. That you know what? That wouldn't be too far fetched, to be honest with you. I think honestly that sounds very extreme. Like right now, we're like, but I think honestly Disney may consider that. I think honestly in time, they're going to try to turn that portion of the city of Anaheim that's closest to Disneyland most into kind of like its own little resort complex, like they did with Walt Disney World. Because we're already seeing with the Anaheim that they're looking into adding more transportation to the city of Anaheim. They're looking to possibly purchase the Disney buses. They're adding a new hotel, which is going to be called the Roadhouse. It's just right off of Disney Way, right by Clementine. So, I mean, things are moving in that direction. So that wouldn't be too far fetched at all, Remy D, if they literally bought out. I mean, they bought the Carousel Inn just so they can do the Eastern Gateway. So if they bought a whole row of hotels on Harbor to expand Disneyland, go for it. I think honestly, the city of Anaheim would at this point oblige, because it really seems like Disneyland and the city of Anaheim finally are like on the same playing field with each other. They understand each other, and it hasn't been that way for many years. Hell, I say go for the residential area too. Like I'd be like, I'll drive the crane thing down there, and as I said, I'll sit on the freaking wrecking ball. Like, give them a 90-day eviction notice. Let's go. Come on. Let's see. Dragonblood says, well, Lucas, I'll try to get a premier seat and do the same. You have chosen well. Let's see. 1,500 is expensive. Yeah, but it's privilege. You know, honestly, I'm gonna be very honest with you. $1,500 for one of the top-notch front row seats at a 3-day weekend where you're getting 3 big events that last like 3 hours long, which is basically 9 hours. And then you also get the Anaheim convention portion of it. Really isn't that bad. I mean, I spent $1,000 back in 2012 for Destination D, which gave me an extra 3rd day where they took us up to the Animation Studios building up in Burbank, and they took us behind the scenes when they were still doing Wreck-It Ralph. So honestly, that $1,500, I mean, the price may go up a little bit this year, but honestly, that price really isn't that bad for all that you get. It looks like a huge privilege. I see Dragonblood. Also, the fact they upgraded Transformers at USH recently makes me more happier and excited to ride it. Yeah, I think they changed up like the way the screen is, because I think just because of the fast-paced movement of everything, it was kind of making people ill.
Yes.
You know, so yeah, Abby's one of them. Let's see, Dragonblood. I call that refurb an upgrade because better screen resolution and details and better motion. Absolutely. And we got Kevin Davis in the house. Welcome in, Kevin. Do you think families will pick Zootopia 2 over Wicked for Good at the box office in November? Ooh, you know what? I think, here's my take on with that. A very good question, by the way. I feel like with Zootopia 2 and Wicked for Good is going to be like the Barbenheimer effect, kind of like with Barbie and Oppenheimer, where they just kind of go head to head. But I think they'll both dominate the box office together. You know, one might be a little bit over the other, and then they may switch and everything. But I think if they're both going to be released around the same time, I think for that period of time, I think Zootopia 2 and Wicked for Good they're both going to dominate the box office. And then here comes Avatar Fire and Ash that'll just completely obliterate everything afterwards. But very good question, Kevin. Love that. Let's see. Remy D. If they did buy the hotels on Harbor, they will have a similar setup like Universal Orlando, the main campus, both shaped like a triangle. Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree with that. Dragon Blood 1500, and how you're saying it really sounds like how worth it actually is. Yeah, I mean, OG and I were with Lucas the whole entire weekend. And as I said, every of where he was placed and where he was sitting, I think it was worth it. And I didn't even have that seat. And I just like looking at observing his seat. I think honestly it was worth it. Let's see, Dragon Blood. Looking forward to Tron Ares, Predator, and Avatar 3. Yeah, definitely. I'm always looking forward to the new Avatar. Abby and I are actually thinking about going back to see Way of Water.
Yeah, because it's coming out on theater for a week. So
yeah, so just for 1 week, it's coming back to theaters. So we'll probably go to see it back in theaters. And I like how they do that because they did that with the first Avatar when Way of Water came out. So they'll probably do that moving forward. So then when Avatar 4 comes out, they'll probably re-release Fire and Ash. And I liked it because it takes a while for these movies to come out. So I love how Cameron agrees to the fact of releasing the previous movie to kind of get people kind of re-familiar and refreshed for the new one. It builds up that anticipation. I love that. And also for Tron Ares, I'm very curious about Tron because I think this is going to be like the hit or miss for the franchise. The fact that
interesting.
It does look interesting. I'm very curious about it. Jared Leto, I feel like can be kind of a hit or miss with his acting. So we'll just have to wait and see. But we're definitely going to see it, and we'll definitely do an out of theater reaction for sure. Let's see, SD drawings. Moana 2 and the first Wicked both did great. Yeah, absolutely. So I could definitely see kind of like a repetitive thing with Zootopia and the second Wicked. But if I had to guess, and I could be wrong, but just as hypothetical purposes, if I had to pick one out of the two, I'm going to lean more towards Zootopia 2. I don't know why, because I feel like that there was more time waiting and anticipated on this film because the first one did gangbusters. And I feel like people just craved more Zootopia. And I think people thought that they were going to get Zootopia 2 a lot sooner. So now the fact that it is finally coming out, I'm going to say, I think, again, they're both going to do gangbusters. But if I really had to pick and choose, I think Zootopia has the slight edge. Let's see. Kevin Davis. Feel bad for Warner Brothers if those rumors about Paramount acquire them turn out to be true. Now, that's interesting that you say that, Kevin. Do you feel like Warner Brothers would not be in good hands with Paramount? Because honestly, at this point, I think the way that Paramount is going with Zaslav running it, I feel like it's just going to be run into the ground. Or WB, what did I say? Paramount, sorry. WB. I feel like with WB right now, in its standing way, I feel like that it's going to be run into the ground with Zaslav running it. So do you feel like that if Paramount gets it, it's going to be worse? I'm just curious. See, Lucas and Disney, it was worth it, but Karen's didn't make it nice for me. They kept screaming at me that I was running their experience by holding my camera / phone up to record, and they were saying they paid big money. Well, they automatically have to know it's a D23 fan event. Everybody has their phones out. Come on. Like, what were they expecting? Dragon Blood, I'm definitely seeing the release from The Way of Water. They recently confirmed we will get to watch some footage of Fire and Ash after the credits. Exciting shit. Nice. We actually got to see Toy Story again in theaters for the 30th anniversary. They said that there was going to be some kind of sneak peek footage of Toy Story 5, but we didn't get shit. But we still enjoyed the movie.
Yes. Still like the movie.
Let's see. Lucas says, I would not feel bad for WB at all. Let's see. SD Drawings. I agree with you, George. Zootopia 2 making more. Moana 2 made more money than Wicked last year. Yeah, I could see Zootopia definitely having the edge for sure. Let's see. Paramount just had big viewer subscriber count this month than they recently had due to South Park and Dexter Resurrection. Yeah, that acquisition deal that they did with Trey Parker and Matt Stone for South Park. Oh my God. Like those two are already multi-millionaires. I think like the deal they did with Paramount just made them billionaires. And I love South Park. I'm sorry. I love South Park. Do not judge me. I love South Park as a kid. And yes, I did watch it as a kid under adult supervision that my mom let me watch it. And she said, if you say or do anything that they do, you repeat, you are not watching it. Because she said, technically, this is an adult show. This is not a kid show. And I got to see South Park Bigger, Longer, and Uncut at the drive-in. Right after Big Daddy. See, Remy D, as a huge Street Fighter fan, I'm excited for the new movie in 2026. I did hear about the Street Fighter movie. Cannot wait for it. Mm-hmm. We will get both a Mortal Kombat movie and Street Fighter movie in the same year, like 1995. Ooh. Ooh. I have to say, honestly, growing up in the 90s, like the classic like arcade games, those were the two, man. Like that was it. Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter. That was the shit.
Yes.
And Shane Narani says, I'm looking forward to the expansion of the worlds in Zootopia 2 and Avatar Fire and Ash. I am too, Shane, because honestly, that gives a lot more ideas for them to do in the parks.
Yeah.
Because it helps with Avatar, not even just in DCA, but possibly expansion of Avatar in Animal Kingdom. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, Zootopia, hopefully that they can bring that to DCA in the Simba lot for sure.
Yeah.
But it kind of already seems like that they're moving in a direction that we may get some announcements for a third gate at Disneyland before the expansion of DCA. I don't know why. It's just throwing off that vibe to me. Let's see. Dragon Blood 2026, the Mario Galaxy movie, the sequel to Godzilla -1, and Avengers Doomsday. 2026 is going to be a banger year for movies. I can guarantee you that. Which I am very excited about the Mario Galaxy movie. And obviously based off of of how the first one ended, we're going to be able to get to see Yoshi, I'm assuming, so. See, Lucas and Disney, Dexter Resurrection did so well that it had the highest average of Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb score for a season in decades for TV shows. This was a success for Paramount and Showtime this year. All right. Considering how much they kept losing a lot for their Star Trek shows and other movies. Yeah, I'm starting, and I mentioned this before, and I think this was someone's question. I feel like Star Trek is a very limited niche market. Like you have the Trekkies that like are diehard fans, but I feel like it's not like as widespread as some of these other IPs. I couldn't get into Star Trek. I was more Star Wars. My dad, however, he loved both. He'd watch Star Wars or Star Trek. He didn't care, but I leaned more towards Star Wars.
Me too.
Let's see. Dragon Blood 2027, Godzilla versus Kong, Supernova, Avengers Secret Wars, The Secret to the live action How to Train Your Dragon. That's my lineup for next year. Yeah, so I mean, Dragon Blood already got the lineup going. So yeah, so between 2026 and 2027, we got some movies going here. Let's see. Shane Narani, never watched South Park but loved their Book of Mormon. Oh, yes. Yes, I'm so glad you brought that up, Shane. I absolutely loved the Book of Mormon. I'm actually taking Abby for her first time. She's never seen the Book of Mormon, and I've told her anytime I take someone to go see the Book of Mormon, go in with a clear, empty mind that at some point, this is the creators of South Park. They like to piss off everybody. They go after any race, any religion, any person. Just be prepared. So yeah, so we ended up getting the like the Broadway mini package. So it's 4 Broadway shows that we did for the year of 2026. So we're going to go see The Book of Mormon, Phantom of the Opera, Monty Python's Spam-A-Lot, and Disney's Beauty and the Beast. So those are the 4 Broadway musicals that we're going. And actually, I set it up as a like a monthly kind of payment thing because it's a package thing. So yeah, we get to see 4 Broadway movies, 4 Broadway shows in 2026. So we got Kiki and Luca in the house. Welcome in. And he says, Phantom is my favorite. Yeah, that's one of her favorites too.
Yes.
We were contemplating on also doing Les Miserables, which is a very good show, but it's very long and somewhat depressing. So it's, yeah. So I mean, but okay, maybe a lot depressing.
Yeah.
Still a very, very great, good show. I do. It is a brilliant show. It really is. But we could have expanded it to 5, but the minimum was 4. So we really couldn't choose to pick. I mean, I guess if I could go back, I would replace Spam-A-Lot with Les Miserables. But I still think she would enjoy Spam-A-Lot because she'd never seen it. And I love Monty Python. So let's see. Dragon Blood says, what are your thoughts on the Avengers Tower of Terror coming to Hong Kong Disneyland? So, yeah. So with that, Dragon Blood, I did touch upon this a little bit with my previous live, but I'll bring it up in case you guys missed it. I think it's really cool. I think they more so went in a direction that it was just going to be Spider-Man, but then they transitioned it to be all Avengers. And it seems like the backdrop of the concept art looks like you go to different locations like Wakanda and Asgard and the multiverse and everything. So that I think that's really cool. The building looks massive. And I love how it's more integrated inside, like with Tower of Terror or Mission Breakout, you have the doors that open and you see and hear people scream and everything. This is all enclosed, so you can't see or know what's going on with it. But yeah. So yeah, but I'm very excited for it. I'm glad that, and then obviously Spider-Man's also getting his own roller coaster and actually his own mini land over in Shanghai, I think it is. Let's see. J.J. Abrams' Star Trek reboot movie is returning. Oh, okay. Well, as I said, I think honestly, like Star Trek is like one of those things that it'll always exist in American pop culture. I just feel like that there's like a very small like market for it for as far as popularity goes. Let's see. Miss Saigon is very depressing, but great. Yes, another great show. And also Kiki and Luca, as you just came in with, you mentioned Miss Saigon, that Abby and I will be seeing Lea Salonga perform on September 26th for her one-night performance in, where is it?
It's the theater in Long Beach.
Long Beach.
Pronounce it.
Dragon Blood, not the biggest fan of musicals, but I liked watching the Shrek musical. Wish I got to see that in person. Yeah, I do love like how they do release musicals like on like DVD and streaming. Like they did that with Shrek. They did it with Hamilton. Let's see. I wish we still had live musical at Disneyland where they simply Were they simply cost-cutting measures, Miss Mickey and the Magical Map 2? Yeah, I feel like it was just a lot of cost-cutting. I feel like entertainment in general, they just found ways just to cut corners because it just got way expensive with...
Yeah, paying all the performers versus really not getting a return on investment on that, most likely.
because those particular performers were high equity actors. They had different contracts and different unions, and Disney just didn't, I feel like, wanted to really deal with it, which is a shame because I do miss all the entertainment value in it. Shayna Ronnie, I would suggest if it comes around, seeing Newsies. Loved Newsies.
Yes.
Definitely agree with you on that.
Newsies. I watched that one.
Dragon Blood. Story wise, I think that Avengers Tower of Terror could be a build up to Infinity Defense, in my honest opinion. It very well could be. It very well could be. And I actually mentioned that too, where it seems like they may be going in that direction where it's kind of like the same storyline, but using different ride vehicles and ride setup. Let's see. Do you think Ice Age could work out as a land in Animal Kingdom? They got rid of dinosaurs. Maybe they can bring back extinct mammals. I think so. Honestly, I think if Ice Age 6 turns out to be a huge success along with its previous films, it could be a way where they could bring back extinct kind of animals in that way if they can't do straight dinosaurs, because dinosaurs do exist in the world of Ice Age. So if it is popular enough, I wouldn't mind them doing it. I do know that they were supposed to, long rumor, they were going to add Rio into Animal Kingdom, but that never came to fruition. So I could see them doing Ice Age. Let's see. Kevin Davis, do you think Star Wars Andor are going to win Emmy at tomorrow's telecast? I don't know. That's a good question. I love it when anything of Disney wins because it really just shows that, they're succeeding in everything. I do know a lot of people, including my good friend Jay Shearer, who loves Andor. So if it does win, then, definitely well deserving. I see. Kiki and Luca. Lea Salonga has meet and greets. We met her. It was $100 a few years ago. Now she charges $300. It's and of course only Kiki and Luca would know that too. That's awesome. Honestly, $300 to meet her. I honestly don't think that would be that bad. Well, it depends on how long is the meet and greet. Like, do we get to sit down, like have some coffee and like have a big discussion, or is it just like a hi, bye, picture, goodbye, But I would love to meet her. Actually, she's due that she's going to get finally her own star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And I think it's going to be next year. I don't know if they have any dates out for that yet. If anybody knows any dates for when Lea Salonga receives her star, I would love to go up and witness that. Because I do believe she's the first Filipino performer to receive a star, I think. Yeah. So if anybody knows any detailed information,
it's funny you asked me. I don't.
Throw it my way.
I'm more Americanized. I don't know.
She's more American Filipino than Filipino American. So let's see. Remy D. Leah, the one and only Jasmine, her voice is still heavenly. Absolutely. Yeah. It's so funny that when she won her Disney Legends award, she thanked Linda Larkin, who does the speaking voice for Jasmine, and she said, "Thank you for not being able to sing," because and everyone laughed and everything. It was just so sarcastic, but she really is Jasmine to me. Like her singing voice is just beyond brilliant, and it's just, I love how she sings in general, but I love how she sings with Brad Kane to a whole new world. Dragon Blood says, I think Coco puts the nail in the coffin for parades at DCA, in my opinion. We'll have to wait and see. It depends on, as I said, I feel like as far as the construction goes, they're going to wait for Oogie Boogie to end, and that's when they'll start the construction. But we'll see, because they also bring out that little festival cavalcade for Festival of the Holidays too, and they use those doors. So I wonder, we'll just have to wait and see on that one. But but yeah, we'll have to see how they handle that for sure. Dragon Blood says, I still want my Beastly Kingdom. Bring it back. Yeah, unfortunately, Dragon Blood, I don't think it doesn't have anything of an IP unless they do something with an IP that has to do with beasts and everything. I think Avatar kind of took over that domain for sure. It would have been really cool, though. That Dragon's Tower looked really cool. Let's see, Kiki and Luca responding to Kevin Davis. Andor is one of my favorite shows ever. Apparently, it has no chance of winning the Emmy. Oh, okay. I don't really know. I don't really follow the Emmys too much. Yeah, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. And Mr. Tech Bear saying hello to Kiki and Luca. And saying hi, Mr. Tech. Let's see. And Dragonblood says, I want to see the Kevin Feige and Godzilla stars so bad. Is Kevin Feige he is getting one, right? Yeah, I think he is. And see Dragonblood. Also the Imagineering tour in Glendale. I really should give a try. If I can make it to D23, I should take a tour to Imagineering. That would be my Imagineering pavilion. And Kevin Davis, Super Mario Galaxy movie and Minions 3 will be a success for Universal Pictures in 2026. Yeah, 2026 I feel like is going to be a banger for sure with movies for sure. And honestly, even here in 2025 right now, we're going to be closing out the year with a banger. I mean, we even talked about it on the live. I mean, Zootopia 2, Wicked for Good, Avatar, Fire and Ash. Like, we're closing the year out with a banger. Like, those are going to be the triple threats for sure. But in any case, folks, I want to thank you all for joining this live. It was a great live. I appreciate every single one of you. Love the interaction. Love the conversations, the questions, the comments, the concerns, the opinions, all that good jazz. We greatly appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining whoever did become members for Citrico Central. Greatly appreciate you. Don't worry, you won't be disappointed. And for all of you who are not members, you still won't be disappointed. We still got content coming out for you as well. And thank you to everyone for the super chats as well. Greatly appreciate you. Love you all. And before we go, I just have to do my little plug-in. I am an affiliate with Magic Candle Company. If you are not at the Disney parks, but you are missing that magic, go on to magiccandlecompany.com for all your magical needs. They have a plethora of different items, from candles, sprays, wax, soaps, you name it. Whatever they have, you can find it on magiccandlecompany.com. Upon checkout, use my promo code shown down below, Citrico15, upon checkout for 15% off your entire order. And that's not just a one-time thing, folks. Use Citrico15 every time upon checkout. You'll get 15% off your order. So I just had to throw that in there. And also, as a friendly reminder, join us tomorrow at Disneyland. We are doing a double live. The first live is going to be open to everybody. I'm going to be hiding in DCA. Abby,
are stuck with me.
You guys are going to be with Abby. And then, we'll have some giveaway prizes for anyone who can find the Italiano at DCA. That's going to be at 2:30 p.m. Pacific time. And then the second live is going to be a members only live. That's going to be at 4:30. And we'll be over at Disneyland, just enjoying the day. If you guys have any ideas or suggestions that you want us to see or do, we will try to make that happen for you. So in any case, want to thank you all. Appreciate every single one of you. Love y'all. Y'all take care. This is Abby. I'm George, the Disney Italiano. And as I always say in Disney Italiano fashion, stay safe, stay healthy, stay Disney. Italiano out.